And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Arizona Cardinals. Now the veteran kicker, Phil Dawson, ready to get us started. And we are underway from MetLife Stadium. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken. Taken down right at the 20.
Zebra. Hey. Four down.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
That's what I'm talking about. That's it, boy.
Now Manning throwing on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Robert Kimdichie. With a great push up front, he picks up the sack and a loss of 8. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Robert Kimdichie in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Here's Riley Dixon now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Let's take it inside his own 40. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And an alley to run. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
A first down carry here for Johnson. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Hurry up, here we go. 319! 319!
And they'll throw it with Rosen. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. A good pick up there, 26 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
A gain of 3, second down.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
His pass caught at the 4. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it with Johnson. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. They held him out on 2nd down, and now here's 3rd and goal.
Here we go now. Green.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. In for the score. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out come the Giants. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Heck of a game last week for Saquon Barkley. 229 yards from scrimmage against the Eagles, most by a rookie in franchise history, and they've had a lot of rookies in their history for the Giants.
They certainly have, and not only that, he extended his own streak to begin the year. Over 100 yards from scrimmage in all 6 of his games this season. The only one who's done it more, Kareem Hunt, a year ago with Kansas City, and his streak ended after 7. Barkley has a chance next week to continue and tie Kareem Hunt's record at Atlanta.
The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Check 88. Check 88. Wait.
Manning going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. This is brought in at the 21. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Arizona Cardinals at 1-5 coming back out onto the field. And that 1-5 start that they're off to, it's their worst start since 2001. And the issue, Charles, really seems to be on offense. 5 of their 6 games they've scored under 20 points, most in the NFL.
But they have tried to kickstart the offense by making the quarterback change from Sam Bradford to the rookie Josh Rosen. So they're hoping that things will increase that way. The big thing for them, they had a great preseason on defense that didn't show up in the first part, but in their one win this season, we saw that defense again. So if they get consistent on that side of the ball, the rookie quarterback plays better, things could look up a little bit for the team in Arizona.
Week 6 they lost at Minnesota. Interesting nugget. They have not won in Minnesota since 1977.
Hard to win when you're 0-10 on third down. And even on fourth down, 0 for 2 in that game as well.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Quick hitch, complete. It's Fitzgerald. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Manning to throw on 2nd down. He dumps it off to Barkley. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Call it a gain of 3. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. On 1st and 10, here's Manning. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Manning again here on 2nd and 10. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
First and goal, Jonathan Stewart. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Manning to throw on second down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jamar Taylor. A big seam, and he might go all the way. 30. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six, we'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
The tackle there by Patrick Peterson.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
To throw, it's Manning. Choke into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston, and he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Olivier Vernon in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Johnson on the counter. Shifts past him at the 45. A big run there by Johnson. 44 yards. Well, every quarterback, especially a rookie quarterback, loves to have plays like that from a guy running the ball.
Takes a lot of pressure off the youngster, doesn't it? He doesn't have to throw the ball in bad situations. Just turns around, hands it to his big horse, and we've seen rookie quarterbacks ride great runners right into the playoffs.
They go play action here on first down. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, let's take a step back and look league-wide here, Charles. What contender do you think is in the most trouble through 6 weeks? I would not have thought Jacksonville a couple of weeks ago, but, boy, very flat performances against KC and Dallas.
Yeah, and we expect them to be a dominant team on the defensive side of the ball week in and week out, and Dallas just shredded them in their game on Sunday. But I don't think Jacksonville's in as much trouble as maybe Denver is. Denver's 2-4. 4 straight losses, and Kansas City setting a heck of a pace in the AFC West. Vance Joseph, the second-year coach in Denver, many thought he wouldn't return after last year. Got a second opportunity. This isn't helping him. And last but not least, and we're talking about this group of people, how about the Atlanta Falcons? They're also 2-4, but they got a much-needed win against Tampa.
It's caught inside the 25. Manning to Beckham. A big play there. 58 yards.
And there's another one-hander by Odell Beckham Jr. I almost get this sense that he's not happy if he has to use 2 hands nowadays.
Exactly. Well, we've all seen it, him going through those warm-up routines before the game. It's almost comical how good he is at grabbing a ball with one hand.
And I like what you just brought up there. He works at it. All right, those one-handed catches, they're not strictly by accident.
Watch in, watch in.
Into the red zone now. Manning. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to East Rutherford. But first, this timeout.
Hurry up, here we go.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Gone.
On second down, here's Rosen. He's airing it out for Williams. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10.
Everyone's got 4 down. Zebra.
So after the INT, it's Manning. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he's got his man, Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham, 53 yards. And the Giants strike quickly here for 6 points. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. Rosas good with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Rosas now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 39 that time. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now a handoff, Johnson. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So
under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Here's Rosen to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. On second down, here's Manning. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Zebra, zebra. Zebra, zebra. Hey, Mike 20, go.
Manning now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Rosas now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. That's caught at the 25. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. A huge play there for Arizona. 43 yards.
Set. Green, 39.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. With that incompletion, let's discuss all the overtime games that we've had so far in the NFL. We've had 9 of them, at least one each week. Now, week 6, it was Miami and the Bears with the Dolphins getting the win.
Yeah, and you know something? That's an NFL record. Because that record was set week 5, an overtime game each of the first 5.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Josh Bynes. In there to get him for a loss of 5. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. A handoff to Barkley. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Hey, gun.
On 3rd and long, it's Madden. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Taking it about the 36. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. So out now come the Cardinals. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Rosen off the play action. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. On 3rd down, Johnson. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere. Forced him to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere. It made them kick a field goal. That almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
And New York set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, Charles, after Kansas City losing to New England this past week, we only have one undefeated team remaining, the Rams, 6-0, and they barely beat Denver, but they got it done.
They certainly did. They actually set the pace in that game, Brandon. They got out to a pretty nice lead, and then Denver chopped into it, and the Rams held on late. But you can do that when you have Todd Gurley as your lead running back. Over 200 yards for him. The Rams, as you noted, the last undefeated team in the NFL, and no signs of cooling off, even though they had to go to Denver. Snow in Denver in October, and what was it at kickoff, 25 degrees?
25.
How about that? That didn't even cool those guys off.
And this week they'll be at San Francisco trying to get to 7-0. The play goes for 19 yards, gives them a new set of downs.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The veteran safety, Antoine Bethea, there on the defensive coverage. Well, switching gears for a second, let's talk about all the offense that's been going on around the league.
Yes, please. Let's do it.
We've had 3 games where each team has scored 40 points. That didn't happen all of last year. And the most recent example, Week 6, that incredible 43-40 Pats win over the Chiefs.
A lot of people talk about when you make rules changes or you emphasize certain things that you have unintended consequences.
And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Chandler Jones in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. 3rd and long for the Giants, and Eli following the sack.
Regular. Hey, gun. Zebra. Regular. There goes 56. 27's to Sam.
Shotgun now for Manning. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the veteran Antoine Bethea. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Johnson. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Green 39.
Rosen now off the bootleg. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fitzgerald. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Rosen. Throw left side complete. It's Fitzgerald. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason, it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and
he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Mario Edwards in there to drop him for a loss of 10, and it'll be 4th and long. Here's Andy Lee now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Here's Beckham. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4. Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at the 40. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Manning to Beckham. A big play there. 52 yards. And at this stage, down in the 2nd half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They come out here in the I.
Hey, go 56, 27 to Sam, 27 to Sam.
He'll get it up the middle. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Well, as the play call comes in on 3rd down, you have to think about 4-down territory here. Down a few touchdowns, they need points, and they need big points.
So 3rd and goal, Stewart. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And the kick by Rosas is good. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a 1-score game at 20-13. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
And there's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Again, it's Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. Well, not only did they try to fake it, they put the ball in the arm of their punter, and it didn't work out.
Not the quarterback.
No.
The punter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
risky.
It is so funny because when it works, genius. When it doesn't work, not so smart.
Not so genius.
In this case, not so genius, but I do admire that he went for it.
Manning now on 1st down. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Corey Peters in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon. Now Manning throwing on 2nd down. Throw left side complete to Ingram. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Zebra, zebra. Zebra, zebra, zebra. Zebra, zebra. Wait, set.
Manning now to throw. To Barkley on the check down. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Zebra, zebra.
Again, it's Manning. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. They pitch it out to Johnson. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Alec Ogletree in on the stop. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5.
Let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hurry up, here we go.
They run. It's Johnson. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. David Johnson denied here on the 4th down run. And now the football is going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Back to throw. And this is Latimer, complete. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Clock rolling as the Giants will hurry to the line.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what?
And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Cody Latimer, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is T.J. Logan to return it. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines.
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Rosen to throw. And his throw here is incomplete. Janoris Jenkins with good coverage that time as he was able to get in there and knock it away. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. He's now thrown 4 interceptions, and I hate to mention this, but he's a guy that has twice thrown 5 in his career in a single game.
Hard to believe, isn't it? And the tough part is, playing in this NFL, you don't normally just back off totally from throwing the football, do you? So potential exists for that 5th one to occur.
Going for the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Stewart on 1st down. And they'll get this down to the 10. And now the Cardinals are going to use another timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal.
There goes 56, 27 to Sam, 27 to Sam.
They keep it on the ground again to Stewart. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown. Late in the game, they look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. Rosas now to kick this one away. With it on the return is Logan. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Down to their last chance now. This is going to have to be a heave for the end zone and just hope for a miracle.
And I don't sit back with everyone back defending. I've got to have somebody rushing the quarterback. Don't make it easy for him to set up and throw the ball all the way downfield.
Hurry up, here we go.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete, so no miracles here on the final play, and this ball game is over. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the 4th quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
It will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the 4th quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Giants are winners as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.